If forgiveness has ever felt like something you should do, but absolutely don't want to do, this video is for you. Not because you're bitter, not because you're holding a grudge, but because what happened mattered. And letting it go feels like letting them off the hook. And if you've ever thought, why should I be the one who has to forgive them when they never even apologized? Stick around. When people talk about forgiveness, it's usually framed as something noble, something mature, something spiritually evolved. And quietly, that turns into pressure. Pressure to be the bigger person, pressure to move on, pressure to prove that you are healed. But here's the part that often gets left out. Most people don't resist forgiveness because they enjoy holding on to anger. They resist it because forgiveness has been misdefined. They think forgiving means they have to pretend like it didn't hurt, or that they're excusing what happened, or they're afraid they'll reopen the door, or there'll be reconciliation without accountability. So of course there's resistance, but that doesn't feel like healing. That feels like erasure. But here's what's really going on beneath the surface. When someone hurts you and never takes responsibility, your nervous system stays alert. It's not because you're petty, but because part of you is still waiting for justice, repair, or at least acknowledgement. And when that never comes, resentment becomes a stand-in for boundaries. It says, this mattered, this wasn't okay, and I didn't just imagine it. So when someone says, you should forgive, what we often hear is, you need to stop remembering. Stop protecting yourself. Stop needing it to make sense. And that's why forgiveness can feel threatening. Because anger, in many cases, has been the only witness you had. So let's reframe this gently and honestly. Forgiveness is not a gift you give to someone who doesn't deserve it. It's a release you give yourself when carrying it becomes too heavy. It's not about declaring them innocent. It's about deciding they don't get to live rent-free in your nervous system anymore. And this part really matters. You can forgive someone and still decide they don't get access to you. You can forgive and still name what happened as wrong. You can forgive without ever having to speak to them again. Forgiveness, in this sense, isn't an event. It's a boundary between your past and your present. If forgiveness feels impossible right now, that doesn't mean you're failing. It may just mean you're being honest. So instead of asking, how do I forgive? Maybe try starting with this. What am I still carrying that's costing me my energy? What am I protecting by holding on to this? Or what relief would look like without reconciliation? Sometimes forgiveness begins as nothing more than this simple thought. I don't want this to keep shaping the person I'm becoming. And that's it. No ceremony, no announcement, just a quiet shift in where your energy goes. And if you're not ready to forgive, you're not behind. You're definitely not broken, and you're not holding on to something wrong. And if you are ready, it doesn't make what happened okay. It just means you're choosing freedom over repetition. And if this resonated, I'm glad you stuck around. You don't owe anyone forgiveness, but you do deserve peace. Take care, my friend. We'll talk again soon.